Hello everyone. Right now we're going to learn about the background facts in CSS. So you can see here in our browser we applied yellow-green color for our background. But what you will do if you need to add some images on your background, or if you need to customize the background color for the text or for any other objects, this is what we are going to learn right now. Okay, so in our Visual Studio Code, you can have a look in our style.css or external CSS file that we declared our property and the values for the body, and we declared that background color will be yellow green, and this is what is applied in our output. So instead of that, if you need to place an image, how will you do that? I'm going to show you. So therefore you need to know about the commenting in HTML and CSS. Commenting means you will keep an existing line, but that will not be functional, or that will not be workable. So therefore let me comment this line number 3, this background color, and therefore I have to type this slash, and then I have to type this star mark. And you can see here, once I written slash and star mark, then entire codes and entire lines are turned into green color. That means all these things are right now commented. Let me save it and have a look. We have all the external CSS is resetted or commented, but I don't want to comment entire line. I just want to comment for the background color. That means only the background color will not functional for this time. Therefore this is our opening tag, our opening commenting mark, and we have to apply the closing commenting mark as well. Therefore you have to place your mouse cursor at the end, and then you have to type star mark first, and then you have to type slash. Now you can see that all the other lines and all the other text are now functionable, but only the body or the background color is commented. Let me save it and let's have a look. So you can see here only the background color is now turned off, but all the other styles are enabled. Okay, so we were talking about implementing the image in our background. Therefore we have to declare in here background image, and you can see here inside this colon and semicolon mark I have to type URL, and then you have to type the first opening bracket and second opening bracket, and inside this opening and closing bracket you have to type the name of the image that you want to place in your background image. So you can see here we have an image directly to our main folder, and the name of the image is test image. So as an example I'm going to write this test image, and please make sure you are writing the extension. So my extension is JPG. So now let me save it and let's have a look in our output file. Okay, so you can see here that the image we placed in here, it's too large actually, and therefore we need to set up the size. Already an image is applied, but as I was saying that the image was too big in pixel, that's why only the black part of the top part is appearing here. But once you will resize the image, you will have the actual look. Okay, therefore in line number 5 I want to write background size. Okay, background size, and you can see here there are different type of options are available. So as our image is too large, therefore I want to go for the 50%. Then we will have at least 4 image in our main output, so I'm using 50%. Now let me save it And now you can see the output in here. So this is the main image, and you can see here the number of black areas are available, but once you apply the 50%, you will have the image in this way. But there are more ways for resizing the images. Let me show you. You can see here that in our output or in our browser or live server we have 4%, but I don't want to keep this 4%. Instead of 4%, I want to keep only one image, and therefore you have to change the background size percentage. So as an example, instead of 50%, I want to go with the 80%. Now let me save it and let's have a look. Okay, now only one image is appeared. So you will have different type of options available, like auto center if you want to move the image at right side, if you want to move at left side, at center, whatever or wherever you want to place your image, you can do that very easily. So you just have to practice with different options, and all the options will be available in the suggestion, and depend on your image size, it will be varied for the position. Okay, so we just learned about the background image as well as the background size. Now I want to show you another things. That is, you can see here that in our this line number 1, 2, and 3, we applied the paragraph tag, and you can see here that for the first two lines, this one and this one, we applied the red background color and yellow text, but we make the difference for the third line, that we applied the white background color and red text. But you can still see here that we have a gap in here. This is really important because you need to know how to close the gaps, because when you will develop some websites using HTML and CSS, you must have to know these things very properly. Because when you will do the professionally, in that case, you must have to know how to close the every single gaps in here, and that's why it's really important. Because as we are learning the background color right now, okay, so I don't want to keep this gap in here. I want to close all the gaps, and as well as I will apply the different color or different style for the different line. So let's do that. Therefore, I have to go to my product.html page, and in here let me type, but instead of a paragraph, I want to take some other tag because I'm using paragraph too much, and therefore I want to pick heading 5, and let me write Lauren, this dummy text. Okay, for line number 23, I'm going to take the same heading 5 tag and the dummy text in here. Okay, so total 5, using of heading 5, total 3 line I have created, and here is the output. So you can see here that we got the 3 lines in here, but as the background image or the background color of the image is black, that's why it's not able to read. Therefore, I want to make a comment for this background image, and I want to turn on the background color. Okay, now let me save it. So just if you want to turn on any commented line or any commented code, you just need to delete the comment code. So this is the opening and this is the closing tag for comment. So you just need to delete this first one and last one, then your line will be functionable. Okay, so you can see here that we got our previous background color back, and now we are going to apply some different styles. So what we got 3 different line in here, and now I want to apply the background color for these 3 lines, as well as I will make a different background color, and along with that I will not keep any gap. Okay, let's do that. So in our style.css, I'm taking in line number 30, I'm going to create a division. Therefore, I have to use the div tag. So let me type div, and then I have to put the curly bracket. And for the div, let me type background color inside the curly bracket, and let me declare, as an example, I'm going to pick the blue color. Okay, now let me save it. So let me complete the things first, and I will explain it after applying the output. Okay, so in here I want to apply div tag in line number 23, and therefore you have to type div tag. So this is the opening and closing. So make sure that closing tag will be placed at here. That means the division we created in external CSS, that will be applied for these two lines. So let me save it, and let's have a look in our output. So you can see here that we don't have any color gap in here. You can see here that we have the gap in here for the first lines, but if you consider the second one, we don't have any color gap. Okay, but if you want to apply some different font color, in that case you have to declare these things inside the div. So let me type color, and I want to pick white, and now let me save it. And now you can see that we apply the white color for our text, and we don't have any color gap in between the first and second line. Okay, so we applied the background color, not keeping any gap, as well as we changed the font color. But what is for the first line? If you want to apply the same style for the first line, in that case you just have to close, or you just have to delete this opening div tag in here, and you have to place it before starting the heading 5 tag. And let me delete this one. Okay, so what I did, I just placed my opening div tag before starting the first line, and I placed the closing div tag after ending the third line. Let me save it. And now you can see that same things is applied for our first line. But if you want to apply some different style for any other for any specific line, like for the second line or for the first line, in that case you can create some classes, or you can create some IDs. So here is the IDs and here is the classes. So you can apply any IDs or classes for applying the different styles in any other line. Okay, so I hope you got the idea about the use of division or div tag, how these things are working.